What if I told you the biggest threat to the galaxy isn't a god emperor, a clone dynasty, or even a rogue AI? It's a single man, a mutant with no past, no mercy, and the terrifying power to control your emotions with just a thought. Welcome back to your nerdy show. I'm your host, Spoiler Master. In just 2 brief scenes, Foundation Season 2 introduced us to a figure so disturbing, so unpredictable, that even Harry Seldon's psychohistory, the most advanced predictive science in existence, didn't see him coming. His name? The Mule. He's not just another villain, he's a walking anomaly, and if Dornick doesn't stop him, he might burn the entire future to the ground. So who is this terrifying figure from Asimov's lore? What are his powers? And why is he already shaping up to be the most dangerous character Foundation has ever seen? Let's dive into the origin, powers, and dark potential of the Mule, the villain who could break the galaxy. The Rise of the Mule. A new threat emerges. In Season 1 of Foundation, the villains were clear. Brother Day and Brother Dusk ruled the galaxy with cold arrogance and manufactured divine right. Their genetic dynasty, based on endless clones of the first Cleon, gave them a false sense of eternal control. But as we saw, that illusion cracked. By the end of Season 2, the once mighty empire has crumbled. Demoiselle, the android power behind the throne, betrayed the Cleonic line. Terminus is gone. Salvor Hardin is dead. Dornick stands alone as one of the last hopes to carry forward Harry Seldon's psychohistory. But the second Foundation is only just being born, and already it faces a terrifying enemy. Enter Mule. We only see him for about 90 seconds total in Season 2, but it's not the screen time that matters, it's the impact. The Mule leaves an impression that's dark, chaotic, and deeply personal. His final words of the season: "I must kill Dornick. I must kill her before she kills me." Yeah, that's not vague. That's a declaration of war.
Here goes everything.
First hints, Garl's vision of a burning future. The first real hint about the Mule comes in Episode 2 of Season 2, during Garl's vision of the future, a post-apocalyptic nightmare. She finds herself in a wasteland, explosions all around, destruction as far as the eye can see. And in the midst of that chaos, a shadowy, goggled man with a weaponized glove. He's not just intimidating, he's terrifying. With a deep, gravelly voice and twitchy mannerisms, he's clearly unstable. But more importantly, he's powerful. He blasts Garl with an energy surge. He lifts her effortlessly by the throat. And he demands, "Where are your mentalics? Where is the second Foundation?" This isn't some warlord chasing glory. He's hunting for power. And he's hunting Garl specifically.
Break off!
What the books tell us. The Mule in Asimov's original series. To really understand who the Mule is, we have to dip into the source material, Isaac Asimov's original Foundation novels. Now, the show does take plenty of creative liberties, but the core of the Mule's character seems to be preserved. In the books, the Mule is a mutant with a terrifying ability, emotional manipulation. He doesn't just read minds, he changes them. With just a glance or a focused effort, he can bend people to his will by altering their emotional state. Fear, loyalty, despair, joy. He controls them all like a maestro with an orchestra, and that power makes him incredibly dangerous. Unlike Tellen Bond, who we saw in Season 2 manipulating people with her mind to maintain control over her followers, the Mule doesn't care about creating a utopia. He's not trying to live forever. He doesn't want harmony, he wants to conquer. In the books, the Mule disguises himself as a clown or a jester to infiltrate kingdoms from within, literally hiding in plain sight until he strikes. But when he moves fast. Empires collapse, governments fall. Harry Seldon's great psycho-historical plan? Blown to pieces by a single unpredictable man.
Yes!
Why is he called the Mule? The name itself is symbolic. A mule is sterile, unable to reproduce. It's also stubborn and unrelenting. In Asimov's world, the mule represents a genetic anomaly, something that shouldn't exist but does, and it ruins the predictability of psychohistory. That's important. Psychohistory is based on the mathematics of large numbers. It doesn't predict individual behaviour, it predicts mass behaviour. So, an individual with the power to bend mass behaviour to his will, he's the exception that breaks the rule. He's Hari Seldon's worst nightmare, and that's why he's such a threat. Not just because of his violence, but because he stands outside the system, outside the plan. He can't be predicted, and he can't be controlled. The Mule versus Hari Seldon and Garl Dornick. Now here's where it gets really interesting. In the Foundation show, Hari Seldon has already been presented as morally complex. He's brilliant, yes, but he's also manipulative. He fakes his own death. He uses people as pawns. Even Garl and Salvor question his true motives at times. But the Mule? He's not operating on any grand philosophical agenda. He's not trying to preserve civilization like Seldon. He just wants domination. So when he says, "I must kill Garl Dornick before she kills me," it tells us two key things. He sees Garl and her mentalic powers as a real threat. He has foreknowledge, possibly from a rival vision of the future. Think about that. If Garl and Hari have been looking forward through time using advanced mentalic techniques, perhaps the Mule is doing the same. And if he sees Garl as the person who could stop him, his entire crusade might be to prevent that vision from becoming reality. A war of visions, a war of minds. That's the future we're heading into. The Mules Appearance. Visually and emotionally unstable. Let's talk about those goggles for a second. They're not just a design choice, they're likely a necessity. The Mule may be visually sensitive, possibly due to his mentalic mutation. His eyes flicker with light, like some kind of internal energy is surging through him. It's reminiscent of Vin Diesel's Riddick character, a man whose enhanced sight comes at a cost. He also seems physically enhanced. When he lifts Garl with one hand and shrugs off a knife attack, it's clear he's more than human, but he's also clearly unstable. In both of his appearances, he's twitchy, intense, and obsessed. The voice is ragged, the speech pattern is erratic. He's not a cold, calculating genius like the Cleons. He's raw, unfiltered, and that makes him incredibly unpredictable. From elegant tyranny to chaotic terror. One of the most striking differences between the Mule and the Cleonic Empire is style. The Cleons were elegant tyrants, ruling from glass palaces with philosophical debates and regal drama. Their cruelty was veiled behind ceremony. Even their executions felt like theatre. The Mule, he's Mad Max meets Sith Lord. He brings fire, chaos, and brute psychic force. No elegance, no pageantry, just destruction. And that shift in tone from cold dictatorship to anarchic domination is going to reshape the entire feel of Season 3. Is the Mule beyond Seldon's plan? Here's the twist. Hari Seldon's psychohistory is supposed to account for everything. It's a model of human behaviour that spans millennia. But even he admits that certain variables, mutations, individuals with unique power could disrupt it. The Mule is that disruption. He wasn't accounted for in the plan. He may be the one anomaly that undoes everything, and that's why he's so terrifying, because he's not just a villain in the traditional sense. He's the embodiment of chaos in a world trying desperately to maintain order. He's the human glitch that proves no system is perfect. Our nerdy thoughts. David S. Goyer, the showrunner, made one thing clear by ending Season 2 on the Mule's ominous statement. This is the real threat now. Not empire, not politics, not even competing factions within the Foundation. It's the Mule versus Garl Dornick. A showdown between the past and the future. Between emotion and intellect. Between prediction and chaos. And if the brief glimpses of the Mule are anything to go by, Season 3 is going to get darker, weirder, and far more violent. The Cleons may have ruled like gods, but the Mule will destroy like a devil. So what do you think? Is the Mule a better villain than Brother Day and the Empire? Do you think Garl has what it takes to defeat him? Or will psychohistory finally fail? Let us know your theories in the comments. And don't forget, the Second Foundation is rising, but so is its greatest enemy. Thanks for watching.
I could reach inside your mind. What's that I see?
No, what the heck, I'll laugh anyway.